Today I'm going to talk to you about how to attract the right type of men. Okay, this is the part 2 video to why am I attracting the wrong men. If you watch my previous video, it'll go into some details of why you're probably attracting and then keeping the wrong type of men in your life. But today I wanted to expand on that video and explain to you how do you attract and date the right type of man. And the first thing that I want to suggest from my previous video is one, self-awareness. Being aware of what's going on inside of your heart and your life is the first step. Seeing if there's any patterns of dysfunction, if you have low self-esteem, if you have immature tendencies, if you have lack of boundaries and awareness, and if you're not vocalizing your needs. I talk about all of that in my last video. And if you are struggling with some of those things, I suggest that you do start the process of deep internal healing. And that process can look like speaking to a mentor, going to counseling, journaling, meditating. I suggest doing all of those things, okay? Healing with God is the most important thing. For me, that's Jesus Christ, reading the Bible, meditating on Bible verses. For you, that might not look the same, but those are the things that have helped me. So that's what I want to put forth for you. So when we do all these different things, I believe that we are able to be aware of things inside of us, and then we're able to start the healing process and that journey to total wholeness. Okay, so that was my first step, self-awareness, to bring us to our higher self. 2, my second thing ties right into step 1. When you're aware and you start the process of healing, 2, you have higher self-esteem. I think that self-esteem is one of the most important things to have. And when we have self-esteem, we are able to do relationships with people well. We're able to love other people well, and we're able to love ourselves well. My philosophy that I get from the Bible is when we love ourselves, we can love others, okay? And when we love ourselves, we tell others how to treat us, okay? Now, if we don't love ourselves and we're dating somebody that doesn't love themselves, they don't know how to treat us because they don't know how to love other people well. Because if you don't love yourself, right, how do you know how to love other people? We can only treat ourselves to the best that we can. We can only treat others to the best that we treat ourselves. That's what I'm saying. So if you treat yourself badly, chances are you're going to treat others badly too. So what does healthy self-esteem look like? For me, I can only explain what that means. For me, that's like loving things about me. Like, Christina, wow, my eyes. I really like my eyes. Those are one of my favorite physical features about myself, right? I really like my personality. I'm funny. I'm direct. I'm bold. I love to have deep intellectual conversations with people. I am funny. I like to laugh. I'm kind. I like to listen to people. I'm apologetic. And I learned to love all those different things about myself. And then I'm like, wow, I have a lot to offer. Wow, okay, so he's not the only one offering something in this relationship, so I'm offering him something too. So I deserve to be respected, right? I feel like, think about relationships like a job. Now, when you're going in for an interview at the job, you have to know that you're bringing stuff, okay, honey? Like, look at my resume. This is what I can do for your company. Now, I'm the best fit for this job. And then the job, if you presented yourself so well, the company might say, wow, we really want her. This is what we have to offer you. We want to give you 100% health benefits. We want to give you a $5,000 signing on bonus. This is the salary that we can give to you. Now, we don't tend to think of jobs as a relationship, but it really is. You're almost like married to your job in a sense, right? So what's happening in the job is they're offering you something and you're offering them something. And I don't want you guys to look at relationships fully like that, because it's not always like, sometimes you got to give more than you take, and sometimes you take more than you give. So, we'll go into that another time. But what I am trying to get you guys to understand is the job saw value in you, you saw value in the job, and you saw value in yourself. Now, everybody in that dynamic had a whole lot of value. Okay, when you enter into a relationship with someone, it should never be that one person has all the value. Okay, it shouldn't be Tony is amazing, he makes six figures, I should be lucky to be with him, so I don't want to step on eggshells. No, Tony should be lucky to be with you, sweetie. And the truth is, honey, Tony's with you for a reason. You might make Tony feel so good about himself. You might be encouraging. You might be nurturing. What is it about you that Tony really likes? You make him feel good about himself. And that's the chances are, if you had a pattern of dating men that were dysfunctional and had low self-esteem, you probably raised his low self-esteem. You probably made him feel loved, okay? You made him feel like only you can make him feel, honey. Because the truth is, there's only one of you. God made every person different and unique. And Tony realized that you had something that he can't find in everybody else. But because of his dysfunction, Tony convinced you that he was the one that was special and you should bow down to all of his needs, right? And then he probably abused you by cheating or doing other things. So you thought that you weren't special. And that's not true. And when you get yourself healed and you realize all the amazing things that you bring to a relationship, you're going to be less likely to let Tonys of the world run all over you, because you're going to say, look, Tony, this is my relationship resume. Did you see that section over there where it says that I am the complete package? I come with a tender heart, a loving nature, and I'm a good cook, okay? So, Tony, there's plenty of other men that would like me to apply, right? So I'm just gonna, right? So you're gonna drop Tony a lot faster when you realize how much you're worth. So that's exactly what I'm saying. To attract the right man, you need to know who you are, know that you're special, know that you're beautiful, and just have good self-esteem, okay? The second thing that you need to do to attract the right type of man is boundaries and awareness. Pay attention to your gut. If you think that he's being possessive, note that down. Write it down. Write down all the things that you notice about him. And then you could talk to him about it, talk to a therapist about it, talk to a friend about it, and then, see if you're just noticing things. But take note of that, because those things will pop up more. You might see just a little speck, but eventually, did my lipstick get on my hand? But eventually, there's a little speck, but eventually you'll see more, okay? And then you'll be like, oh wow, he is really possessive. And then from there, you can put up boundaries, right? And when you have high self-esteem, it's faster for you to trust your gut instinct, and you're gonna be more secure in creating boundaries. So if he's possessive, you would feel better of, no, you're not going to call me every day. No, you're not going to ask me what I'm doing or who I'm with, just because you're jealous. That's not fair. You need to trust me. You need to grow in that. And if he is a Tony, an unhealed man, he's going to be turned off by that. He might rail and frail and yell and whatever. And then you're like, whoa, he showed his true colors. And you know why he showed his true colors? Because he realized that you're not the type of woman that he can manipulate. So he tried one last ditch effort to get you to do what he wanted to. You didn't give in, and he manifested. And you, sweetie, decided, I don't want you in my life because I'm a confident, beautiful woman, and I'm not going to date a Tony because I can do better than Tony, okay? And so the first thing, self-esteem. Second, put up those boundaries. Put up those boundaries. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you don't want him to, if you don't want him to be at your house within the first 6 months of dating, that's your personal boundary, because you don't want him in your private space, okay? If you don't want him to call you every day because you guys just started dating, that's your boundary, and that is okay. All right, as long, and he can ask, like, ladies, but let's not get like fighting about this, like if he asks you like, hey, like, I don't feel like there's a problem with me calling you every day. What's going on? And you say, hey, like, I appreciate it, but it's just, I don't get things done when you call. Like, let's still explain, and let's not just assume that they're being possessive and take out your boxing gloves, okay? That's not what I'm suggesting in this video. What I am suggesting is if something's not okay, it's okay to feel like it's not okay. And that moves us in our third thing of be a woman that vocalizes your needs. It's okay to vocalize what you need and what you don't like and to feel secure in that. Now, let's not get bossy about it, but when you vocalize it, you have an open, mature discussion about it and you see what they have to say, and then you guys can make a compromise, okay? So if he doesn't, he's not trying to be possessive, but he's like, I just really like talking to you. And you're like, okay, but I'm not getting anything done when you talk to me. And he's like, okay, well, what can we do? And you say, okay, well, maybe what we can do is, maybe we can do Marco Polo. So you can download the app and you can record something to me every day. And if I have time, I'll reply and, I can get stuff done. Whatever. You guys can just come up with an alternate solution to fix the problem, if you get what I'm saying. And then the last thing I want to say is emotional immaturity. That's not okay. We're not going to play games. We're not going to be selfish. We're not going to try to get our own way. We're going to be grown people that have open discussions, okay? Now, if you want to attract the right type of man, you need to listen to everything that I've said. That sounded really bossy. But what I mean by that is have it all flow in order. Get the emotional healing that you need. Grow in your self-esteem. Learn boundaries and awareness. Learn what you like and what you don't like. Okay? 4, vocalize the things that you do and you don't like in a nice way, kind. So as I was saying, you vocalize the things that you don't like, because that gives him an opportunity to learn who you are and to adjust accordingly. And you get to see what type of heart he has. Is he the type of guy that wants to grow? Because you want to date somebody that wants to grow, right? And then the last thing is be mature. Be mature about it. Don't play games. Don't get petty. Don't be passive aggressive. Don't try to hurt him because he hurt you. Don't just be quick to walk away from a situation if you didn't find out if the person wants to grow. Okay, so what does that look like? I'm just going to give you a big scenario. So you're dating someone and you don't like that he moved into your place, No. So, okay, so let's say you're dating someone and he seems to be possessive. He seems to be calling you all the time, just like the example that I used. And you don't like that. You talk to him about it. You have a conversation because you've grown in your self-esteem, right? You know that you're a boss lady. You knows you's cute. You knows if he leaves your life, it's okay. So you're like, if I have this conversation with him and this messes up things for him, that's okay because he wasn't good enough for me anyways. So you go into the conversation with good self-esteem. You go in knowing what your boundaries are and that you're aware of some of the things that he's doing. You go in knowing I'm going to speak all my needs. You go in knowing that you've been healing yourself and you've been growing. And you go in knowing that you're kind, okay? You're kind to him. And you say, hey, Tony, I noticed some things. I noticed that you call me too much. I noticed that you might be a little selfish sometimes. Like, whenever I ask to do something, you make up an excuse, but whenever you want to do something, you make all the time. And Tony might say, I don't know what you're talking about. You're crazy. Okay, I'm trying to explain. Nope, you're crazy. It's absolutely all you. I don't know what's wrong with you. You're the selfish one because don't you see the things that I do for you? You're like, Tony, I'm just trying to listen, but what you feel is wrong. It's wrong. I care a lot about you. How dare you? All right, Tony, I gotta go. Now, in that scenario with Tony, you were emotionally mature. You did what you were supposed to. You were healed. You were whole. You didn't take what he was doing as a rejection. You were aware. You pointed out your boundary that you won't let people treat you like that. And then when you try to talk to him from a mature standpoint, he wasn't wanting to grow. So you decided to cut Tony out of your life. Okay? That's what you did. But the conversation with Tony might go differently. Right? Hey, Tony, I just wanted to say I realize that you seem possessive, you seem a little selfish, and I don't know if that's exactly what you're doing, but it's kind of like, it's a lot. Really? Why would you I don't see me doing those things. Why do you think? Well, every time I want to go somewhere, you make up excuses, and when you want to go somewhere, I feel like we go there or you just call me all the time and it just feels like everything is about your time. Oh, wow. I've never seen it that way. That's not what I'm trying to do. I know when you called me last week and you wanted to go to the movies, I was really busy. And since you never asked again, I just assumed that that was like you just wanted to go on that day, so I didn't bring it up. Oh, wow. So, Tony, you weren't trying to be selfish? No, and me calling you all the time, I was actually calling you because I wanted you to know that I cared about you and I was thinking about you because I am so busy all the time. Wow. So even though you didn't go to the movies with me, Tony, you were still trying to communicate that you cared about me, but by calling me because you're not always able to do the things that I want to do. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yeah. And, I'm sorry that you feel that way. If I ever make a suggestion to go someplace, feel free to ask to do something different. And when I am free, I'll do better about asking you what you wanted to do. I was just trying to be decisive, That's what they tell us men to be, decisive. Wow, wow. This conversation was so good. Thank you for letting me know. All right, so that conversation, the second conversation went way better. That's the type of man that you want to date, right? The type of man that can have a healthy conversation with you without manifesting and feeling blamed and attacked and so forth. And also, you want to be able to have a conversation with him without attacking him and blaming him. Because what you're feeling might not be the reality of the situation, as you see in the example. I thought Tony was being possessive and selfish, but in actuality, Tony just wanted me to know that I was important. Now, there are situations where Tony could have been possessive and selfish, but the point is, even if he was doing that and he was willing to take some time to say, wow, maybe I was being those things, I'll grow in that area, then you've hit a healthy man, okay? So, in sum, this total video, how do you attract the right type of man? You attract the right type of man by being the right type of woman. Okay, when you're whole and healed and you know how to have healthy conversations with people, and you invite them into healthy conversations with you, they'll go there with you, and you guys will both be able to grow and to communicate and to both be aware of each other's needs and love each other well. So I bless you on your dating life, and if you have any questions for me, please drop a question in the comment box. Visit adornedheart.com. You can schedule a phone session with me or one of my Adorned Heart contributors. And I bless you. I hope that you have the best relationships of your life from now on.